Taco Man, burning out you up here.
What? Were you listening to us?
Oh, so speaking of anecdotes, I know this is going back a little bit, but I don't know if you guys knew. So the British healthcare system is considered like the best in the world, pretty much. But
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
you don't think so?
I mean, everything is subjective, but continue.
Sure.
Make your point first.
My point was because my dad heard one anecdotal story of how it wasn't great in an aspect. Now he prefers what we have right now.
Yeah, no, ours is probably the worst of the developed world.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Healthcare system. You mean an insurance racket system?
Yeah, that's what we have.
Exactly. Like,
But at least everyone is part of the insurance racket system.
Well,
now,
it's not
instead of
only
just the rich people.
it's not just only insurance companies that are making a bank off it. It's drug companies too. But
in hospitals. But yeah,
well,
right. When you turn people's livelihoods and the literal ability for them to stay alive into a profitable business, you stop incentivizing curing things and helping people live with ailments.
No. Free market profit incentive. That's the greatest thing.
Yeah. Well,
Nope, it'll
yeah.
figure everything out.
There is a truth to it, sort of. But again, it doesn't incentivize curing diseases. It incentivizes helping people live with or ailments or whatever you want to call it.
profit only incentivizes
Profit.
More profit.
innovation. Well, innovation. It can honestly incentivize innovation, but
that's not the world today now. The world today is like, how can we make all the profit? Not how can we make a profit and provide a service. It's how can I make all the profit and go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Separate from like human care is the planned obsolescence. You design a thing so that it'll break so that you have to buy more. You care for people in such a way that they keep having to come back for care.
Ugh.
I don't think in my heart that any one doctor or any one healthcare provider thinks that way.
Agreed.
It's just the system.
oh yeah, that's
So Taco Man, you went meh when I made the claim about the UK system. Talk to me.
I mean, the UK system is better than the US system, for sure. When it comes to most things, but I mean, objectively saying it's the best system.
I'd argue that one of the Scandinavian countries probably have one of the best systems. If you don't
Yeah, like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, like they have a lot of good stuff going on with theirs.
Well, maybe let's not use best. Let's like have one of the most well functioning or have the most treated patients.
When it comes to socialized medicine, it's as close to the US as you get without being the U.
Oh my God, there are like 15 up here.
A few moments later.
Whew. Isn't the UK system public institution funded with public money?
Yes, but they also have the private option as well. And, well, I mean, it's nowhere near as bad as the US. But you still have a copay on a lot of your prescription drugs, though the copay is nowhere near as outrageous and the drug prices aren't nearly as outrageous. But, I mean, you still have a little bit of copay. And most other socialized medicine areas, they don't have much of a copay, if any. But, I I am just throwing shade at something that doesn't deserve to get thrown shade at, really.
I think those are legitimate critiques, but yeah, it's hard to.
It's just the whole can't call it the best. It's a good system. It's better than what we have. It's not the best. It's anecdotal to call it the best. You know.
What is
right?
the best?
I mean, there are some, like there are some things that prevent you from getting certain amounts of care from the public health system if you don't qualify, right? that was one of the biggest things that people were afraid of in the United States of, going to socialized medicine. Like, oh, well, if you're 50 years old, you can't get an elbow replacement because you're too old. Like things like that. But you can still do that in the private sector in the UK. I mean, like if you're too old or whatever, if you for whatever reason you don't qualify for a treatment in the public realm, you can still go to the private sector and do it, privately. But you'll end up paying money out of it. It's not like the government will fund it like it normally does. But when you're in that position, that's basically what the United States has, and it's still way better because operations are usually much cheaper.
Yeah, they have better buying power for sure, and it makes all their stuff cheaper around. Here, everything's so split up that there's no real buying power. It makes everything so fucking expensive.
Yeah, and then when you go to the private sector in the UK, like you can the private sector has competition from the public realm too. So like unless you definitely don't qualify for shit, I mean, they have to lower their price to make it, match, right? To make it competitive, or you won't go there. You'll go to the public place.
Take it slow.